Moving on, and Jewish leaders are hitting back at claims that Saturday's hostage situation inside a Texas synagogue wasn't motivated by anti-Semitism. Well, reports are now coming in that the deceased offender who was shot dead, who took a rabbi and 3 others hostage, was a British citizen, with the incident live streamed as part of the synagogue service, with loud gunfire and explosions heard just before the hostages were freed unharmed. Well, the hostage taker was demanding the release of a Pakistani neuroscientist who's currently serving an 86-year prison term in the US, convicted of trying to kill US military personnel in Afghanistan. And joining us now from Texas is Dr. Mike Evans, who is a founder and CEO of the Friends of Zion Museum in Jerusalem. Thank you so very much, Doctor, for coming on to chat to us. Look, I understand that you live next door to this synagogue. Tell us what you heard.
Well, we heard explosions. We heard gunfire. It was unbelievable here in a tiny little Jewish community. I mean, only 1/6% of the population of Texans are Jewish. And by the way, what did they say? The FBI, Biden's FBI, that it wasn't related to the Jewish community. It wasn't anti-Semitic. How dumb can you be and still breathe? This is the reason why Jews get killed. Cancel culture in a synagogue on the Shabbat. And this is what they get. This is what they get. It's outrageous.
Yeah, it is extremely concerning, to say the very least. And Doctor, look, tell me, in your opinion, just how much worse could this have been? As we know, he took 4 people, but, let's say this was a Jewish holiday.
Well, he could have picked, he could have picked a bigger synagogue, but let me make a statement here. I was mentored by the founder of Mossad, Israel. He said this: you kill a fly and rejoice. We kill 1 and 1,000 come to the funeral. When a terrorist can become infamous like this, and when a culture will give him an exemption and say, oh, it wasn't related to Jewish community, it wasn't anti-Semitism, it will spread the Ebola virus of terrorism. It's despicable. It's an insult to every Jew that has died by the hands of an anti-Semite.
So what do you have to say? What is your personal message for these people who have not condemned it as anti-Semitism?
Well, they need to repent. Number one, social media. Listen, I had 42 million followers, mostly in Muslim countries, taken down off of Facebook because they said, oh, they couldn't possibly be following you because you're pro-Israel. Excuse me, we recruited them. We've got to get these media organizations to stop the insanity, because media can spread terror. By the way, it was the German media that caused the death of 6 million Jews with their lies. The same thing in the pogroms with the Russians. So the media has to stop this insanity, this cancel culture. Telling a rabbi, a very tolerant rabbi, this rabbi who was so compassionate, so understanding, oh, it wasn't a attack on your synagogue, and it wasn't anti-Semitism, it wasn't Jewish community. You're giving terrorism an exemption. You're empowering them. It's despicable. Demons don't clear customs. When you do this, you're basically saying to the would-bes, stand in line. You've got a great opportunity.
So, Dr. Evans, given that we continue to see these atrocities take place, given what you've just said to me, tell me, in your opinion, how can Jewish communities be better protected?
Well, I think that, number one, the world community, listen, I've got 77 million followers. The world community has to define the terms of the debate. Jews get killed for being Jews. It's always been that way through history. Not over land. They kill them because they're Jews. And we've got to scream about media terror. When a would-be nut job can go in and do what he did, and he can become an infamous star in the world of jihadists, and then a government can give him an exemption, oh, well, it wasn't anti-Semitic. It wasn't the Jewish community. We have to shout out and call them out on this, because this is the fuel that feeds anti-Semitism. I've dedicated my life to combating. By the way, I'm a victim of it. My own father strangled me at 11 and left me for dead when I tried to defend my Jewish mother.